Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in action for the last video on this very Thursday evening, okay? So I would like to let you all know that currently I am at one of our high schools within the general area, like watching the sunset because the place that I usually watch the sunset, okay, it's actually like really packed right now, of course, because, especially since there's not really many other things to do right now throughout this COVID-19 epidemic, people finally realized that, hey, if we actually, like, one thing we can actually do is go up to this place and watch the sunset, and more people actually realized, hey, this is actually a great spot. So I remember my senior year of high school, I used to go up there all the time, like, going back quite a ways. I used to be the only one up there, and now there's, like, 25 cars, and every once in a while I'll see like a town police officer having to be out there, like, directing traffic and all that. So I passed by that area where I usually watch the sunset. It was packed and like super busy. So I was like, okay, let's pull an audible. Let's go to plan B. And let's head up to this high school. And let me tell you, this sunset is still pretty incredible from up here, okay? So take a quick look at this view. I mean, you can't, this is still from my windshield, but, you can't really get much better than that. I mean, come on. Look at how incredible that is. Like, seriously, it's awesome. Absolutely incredible, okay? So, I know I've been talking a lot about, sports, especially since I love sports. I love talking about sports. I'm going to college for sports, sports management, more specifically, okay? Sports management is the business side of sports, right? So, essentially, the finance, the whole entire, business operations and being able to essentially lead a team to success, right? And my goal for that is eventually, a general manager, or like my main goal essentially is to become a team owner. Okay, that's what I want. That's my vision. That's where I really believe I will excel. And when I have a goal in my mind, I don't stop. Okay, I just keep going to get it. Like when I have a vision, when I have certain ideas in my mind, okay, I keep thinking, okay, what's the best way I can go about getting this deal done, right? Okay, I just want to make that clear. And so, I know been talking a lot about, my sports stuff. And I know I've been talking a lot about my life journey, right? Which is great to see that again. I want to reiterate that it is a popular series that I put up. So make sure you keep watching it because I throw out a ton of essentially deep stuff. I'll admit that. But I do intertwine, a lot of really important life lessons and life journeys that some of us, or some of you, will encounter at some point throughout your life anyway. So I've experienced a lot of things that might essentially get you prepared for some portion of life down the road. So, we really need to, especially now, when there's so many different things going on, there's so many uncertain things going on, especially with this COVID-19 epidemic, we don't really know what the future entails. We don't really know what the true future will look like, right? We don't know what the new normal will be like. Because if we look at some, more miserable instances in history, there was a start, there was a finish, and there was, a resolution from it. So, like, there were, things learned from it. But with the COVID-19 epidemic, we essentially went from the start of it, like right earlier this year, to essentially, trying to get the lessons learned out of it. There's just not really much of a finish. So, this is definitely a certain, very, very uncertain time for each and every single one of us, no matter where we are. And, there's definitely a lot of stress involved. There's definitely a lot of worry. And I know, especially like what happens with that. I definitely know this with myself too. That there's definitely a lot of nights where I just like randomly wake up, even though I do tend to sleep pretty well. I've been waking up a lot more at night. I kind of like and I've been worrying a little bit, and it's something that we're all doing, but we need to remember that we need to stay in this together. And so I know you're really trying to probably trying to figure out where I'm going with this. So here we go. So the reason why I love watching these sunsets, like I've been out here pretty much every night this week watching the sunset. Whether it's at the place I usually do or up here at this high school that I'm at. And the real reason why, I do not only do this, but, I really want to talk about with y'all tonight is because, we really need to remember the little thing, not only the little things in life, but, to tie in with that, we need to remember the simple things in life. Cause, when we were in our used to be normal of life, even myself and a lot of other folks that I know, were so tied up in what was going on in their personal lives, or there was work or their education, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, whoever they were dating or whoever they were married to, so people were so focused on themselves, and I was so focused on myself and how I can become successful, and how much money I can actually make, and when I can eventually afford the dream house that I want, and I can get the luxury car that I really want. That was a lot of our first for a lot of us, that was our first priority. That was our main focus. That's what we wanted. And essentially, I'll be honest, we didn't really care about anything else. You know what I mean? It kind of felt like, in a way, a lot of our lives were not only scripted, but our lives were scripted pretty similarly. And I don't know what it is with people trying to hit me. Sorry, I'm in the parking lot and yet another person swings by and tries to hit me again. It's like I don't want to bump a car, all right? I'm not at a carnival, but here's the thing, my Bostonian patience, the very little Bostonian patience that I have, kicks right in. So, the great lesson out of sunsets is that, again, the simplicity. But, I tend to go deep into things, so I'm going to go deep into it again here, okay? So, there's a great lesson to be learned in sunsets, no matter whether it's the absolutely most perfect sunset you've ever seen, or if it's, such a terrible sunset you shouldn't even, gone out to see it. The thing about a sunset is that, it's although the day is done, and although although the day is done, you can actually go back and reflect. You can be like, hey, what did I do today? Was it a good day? Was it a bad day? Or was it in the middle? The things that I did I accomplish what I wanted to? Did I reach out to that family member or that friend, and did I help somebody out? And was I able to make an impact in somebody's life, whether it was a major impact or even if it was just a quick 2-minute phone call, or just you went to somebody's house and you talked for literally 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Again, the little things like that can make such a big difference. And even last night, like I said earlier, my stepdad and I, went to the same area that I'm in now, saw the sunset, and then we went to see a family friend that I personally haven't seen in quite a few years. Okay, because I asked my stepdad, I'm like, hey, how's he doing? Is he doing okay? How's his family and all that? And we looked at each other, we're like, because my stepdad just saw him a few weeks ago. And he's like, Jay, you sound like you really want to see him. I'm like, yeah, I do. I haven't seen him in a few years, and, incredible human being. So he's like, you know what? Let's go. So we text him. We're like, hey, we're in the area. We really want to come over, for just, a few minutes. Quickly say hi, quickly talk, and then we'll be out of your hair. And so that's what we did. We went over to his house, talked for, it was only supposed to be a few minutes, but we were there for 45 minutes, which is awesome. And guess what? It made my night and basically made my week, okay? And I'm sure it was the same way for him. So it's stuff like that that make a sunset even more worth it. You know what I mean? Because you can look at the sunset and be like, hey, I made an impact today. And even though tomorrow isn't guaranteed, man, am I looking forward to tomorrow or what? And hey, if, for some reason it's not written in my story that tomorrow is guaranteed, then I'll be perfectly content with that. And I'll be 100% okay. So I tell folks that all the time, especially with the folks that I'm really close with. I'm like, I do personally do a lot of reflecting, okay? There's definitely a lot of times in the day where I stop and I say, let's don't do anything just for a couple minutes, okay? And let's just reflect, regroup, hit that reset button, and then go forward from there. All right? And I tell people all the time, every single day, I want to make it worth. I try to make it worth it, because we're not promised another day, another minute, another hour. Like, every single one of us has such a different and unique story that anything can happen, with anybody. And so I keep telling people that, and I tell people, hey, if I die tomorrow, I want to be on my deathbed, and I want to say to myself, I did what I could. You know what I mean? I was me. I gave my whole entire heart to what I could, and I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. I am good to go. And so that's why I really wanted to come on today, because there's a simple act like a sunset, like you saw that I showed you, that you saw in this video that I showed you, can really have such a deep and powerful meaning. And guess what? You don't have to do what I did and travel to China, Ecuador, Spain, St. Lucia, Canada, and all the countries that I've visited, and do this and do that, go to the best private high school, and go to one of the best colleges down south. No, you don't have to do any of that. Well, I mean, it definitely. I recommend you actually do it. Okay, if you have the opportunity to travel the world, travel the world. You know what I mean? If you have the opportunity, if you missed the window for college, and you have an opportunity to go to college again, go to college. Okay? There's times in life where you may not get to be able to have an opportunity and have, the option to take a certain opportunity. But if you get another option in life later down the road, where you can, take that opportunity again, take it. Don't tell yourself no. Don't sell yourself short. Like, if you have an opportunity to do something, why are you turning it down? Take it. Just do it. Life's too short to sell yourself out. Life's too short to say, no, I can't do this. There's a million reasons that you can come up with to not do something. But why list off those million reasons? Like, there's very little time to list off a million reasons. Like, just do it. Just find one good reason why you should do something. Just do it and run with it. And once you look back, later in life, you're going to say, if you take an opportunity and you look back on it in life, you're going to be like, thank goodness I did that. That was worth it. And I wouldn't be here today without it. But if you don't do something just because, I can't, I have this, softball league going on right now. Oh, I can't do it because I have, work to do. I don't care. Because if you don't take an opportunity, you will be in a position later in life where you will look back and be like, you know what? Why the hell did I come up with all those excuses? Why in the world did I not do that one thing? Because if I did do that one thing, it would have changed my life, like, upside down, like, completely. And guess what? You're going to be kicking yourself in the head, be like, why the heck did I do that? And it's going to drive you nuts. Don't do that to yourself. Come on. I haven't even met some of you who are watching these videos, and guess what? You're better than that, okay? Come on. We live in the freaking United States of America, the land of opportunity, and you're not taking an opportunity? Really? Come on. Take it. Take the opportunity. Make that next step forward, okay? And guess what? If you fail, you not only fail upwards, okay? But guess what? If you fail, you get back up and you keep going forward and you keep going upwards. You keep telling, like, not only yourself, but others, because other people will be like, what are you doing? Why do you keep trying? And, just tell them and tell yourself, I do not give up and I do not quit. Okay? Because, I have my life story up online, like I keep mentioning. And guess what? I could have given up so many years ago. I could have given up very easily. I could have been like, okay, I've had so many crappy things happen in my life. Okay, I'm just going to give up right now and I'm going to have a crappy life the rest of my life. I could have easily done that. Okay, but guess what? I didn't. All the crappy situations that went on in my childhood and, the last few years, I used it as motivation to just keep going. To move me forward, to fail upwards. Okay? And guess what? People will actually notice it. Even if it's just one person out there, that one person will notice it and take a chance on you that nobody else would have taken if you hadn't tried taking that opportunity. Okay? And that's why I got into the best private high school in Central Massachusetts. That's why I succeeded, and that's why I got my name up on that dang wall at the best private high school in Central Massachusetts. And that's why I've traveled to so many countries before the age of 20. And that's why I'm at the best college down south right now, or at least one of the best colleges down south. Okay? And that's why I have started this YouTube channel, because I finally found the courage to not only share my story, but share it online where literally like billions of people can like just easily go on and click on my videos and be like, oh, let's see what this kid has to blabble on about. Okay? I have such a strong feeling that, my story's not only impacted me, but I know it's already impacted several thousands of people. Okay? And guess what? I don't want it to just impact several thousand of people. I want it to impact the world, because I want the world to know that no matter what the hell is going on in your life right now, take advantage of it. Take advantage of an opportunity. And there is a way to get out of any situation that you don't want to be in, okay? Just trust in yourself and just keep going, all right? And guess what? We live, I know the world is ginormous, but, realistically, this is a small world, and, we're all in this together. Okay, I know I think it's a song from High School Musical, but I'm serious. Like, whoever said, life is a one-man show, like a one-person show, they don't know what the heck they're talking about. We so rely on each other. We need each other more than ever. So, with that being said, I will stop talking. I will show you the sunset one more time, and then I will fade out. All right. So, until I see you all next, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and peace out from the Steady Dream Team. I'll catch you all soon. All right.